Hey everybody, we're back, and
I'm still sitting in my gear.
You're still sitting on.
I actually got up and had a drink, so I'm putting my bikes and that back on. Thanks, John.
Sorry, all right. Hello everybody, we're back, and Michael is playing up.
Oh dear.
But that's okay. Our conversation today is about winning teams, and this area we're talking about is the spirit of adventure. And I just wonder how much adventure we have now in our businesses that we had when we started. Because the challenge we face, remember, is drift and distraction and discouragements. And focus, clarity, and accountability deal with that. And they're my three key objectives that I'm working with my businesses. And I think when we understand the power of what a coach does in the sporting world, he can't wait to let his players loose to see what they will do and watch in awe when they let the skills actually start to be manifest. I just think, you know, being a coach of a sports team, and I've done that, watching the players perform is just so much fun. And, you know, you win a game, you know, it's just brilliant.
I was watching, because I support the Cowboys, those are Australian, we know the Cowboys rugby team, and I watched them get through to a grand final when early in the season everyone said, well, they're not meant to. And all the way through, you're not getting there, you're not getting there. Well, you shouldn't be in the semis. You're not meant to be here in the finals.
That's right.
And they're asking the coach, and he's going, just go and have fun.
That's right.
If everyone says you're not meant to be here, you've got nothing to lose.
Got nothing to lose.
Let's just go and have a blast.
Yes.
But because he had that attitude, they were just going for it.
Yep.
They had major players out, they had injuries, but the other players were going, well, I can just do what I want. Just be you. And they were amazing.
They were amazing, absolutely.
You know?
And the interesting thing is, I remember their kicker, Thurston, in the final minute of the game, the ball is on the right-hand touchline, right-hand wing, and he has to kick it to win.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal kick over the bar,
Yeah.
and it curved. You know, I can still see it.
Yes.
You know, and they played it a few times. Brilliant, and he was a brilliant performance, and they win the grand final simply because the coach gave them space.
And we're talking teams, and like rugby's my game, and I watch people like Cameron Smith. I don't want to isolate one particular, but I will isolate Cameron. But you watch how much he shares.
Oh,
he gets his players and he moves and he gives them huge opportunities.
Yes.
But what amazing about it, he's just not greedy. He'll have a go when he thinks he can, but he's always open to who else is in a better place than me.
Absolutely.
To win this particular movement.
Absolutely.
And that seems to be his hallmark. No wonder he's a champion.
Oh, that's right. Absolutely. I think that's what we actually have in our businesses. We have champions, and our challenge is to identify them and watch them work, because they are smart, they're alert, they're aware, and they're ready to lead the charge and ready to make the difference. And what happens is, when you have that taking place and you release the team, a unique team spirit is engendered that actually becomes part of the pulse of what's going on in your business, and everyone gets a chance to participate. That's the end game, in a sense, is that you've got every player playing to the best of their abilities, and everybody is lifting others to produce to the best of their abilities, and this team spirit rises up. And watch what they do. They just want to excel, and they just want to do great for the business. And
I think your words there, you know, I latched onto that word when you said spirit and the other word adventure. And when you get the spirit right, the adventures and things that open up, and people say, I didn't know you guys could do that. And half the time you're going to, no,
that's exactly right.
But we're having a blast.
And this is both when you have a win and when you have a loss. It's the same principle at work, because we don't win all the time. No. It's just impossible.
No. It's the same coin, it's just both sides.
That's right, and we don't lose all the time.
No.
Either. And I think sometimes we have that other mindset, is that, you know, we just don't win ever, and it's just never true.
No.
So we will have wins and we will have losses, but it's this team spirit that is engendered. And so you do two things. You must evaluate a win, and that's sometimes harder to do. You must evaluate a loss, and sometimes that's easier to do because you can see the mistakes clearly. but you must do that because you're then helping the team understand areas of growth and development, areas of updating skills, or areas of awareness that I can't do that. I need to let that person, releasing yourself from over committing yourself or overextending yourself in an area that you just really will never be able to deliver, and yet the person standing beside you or next to you or behind you or in front of you is actually the person they really need to take that dynamic up. And so when you're a team, you recognize your wins, enjoy them, celebrate them. It's so much fun. You recognize your losses and understand the dynamics and say, okay, where can we work on that so we as a team can take our next steps?
It was interesting. I was watching a major company, so a major development company, they do technical developments, and I won't mention the name of the company, but they had this wonderful woman, and they said her organizational ability is second to none. She had no management experience. So they said, how would you like to get some management experience? She thought they meant a training course, and they made her the manager. And you know what? The team went, you're the best person for the job. And she went, I've never managed. But you're a leader. You care about us.
That's right.
That was the words. Well, you care about us. You want to help us.
Absolutely.
And so they made her the manager. The people love her. No one in the department grew, but what a risk.
Absolutely.
Most people would say, well, where's your management degree?
Oh,
where's
that's right.
this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they didn't. They went, what makes a good manager?
And I think this is part of cultural settings that go on in environments that we grow up in. In some countries, if you don't have the degree, you don't get the position.
Oh, it's madness.
And it really is madness because your intellect capacity might be able to get the degree, but your practical outworking might not be able to deliver. And I know an illustration from that. My brother-in-law works in a country like that, and he doesn't have the degree or the master's, and yet he's now a senior director in the organization, and there's 8,000 employees.
Yes.
And that's the dynamic of this. So I want you to be aware, and this other thing I want to do in finishing off this, the power of winning teams is when you win, celebrate wildly. Let it be extravagant, because those wins, you've worked really hard, you put a lot of preparation, you've been persistent and consistent, and they are really well worth celebrating, the goals and the objectives of the business. And winning teams are inspiring to be a part of, and they will change you, they'll change your business, you will be more profitable, you will be more productive, and it's exciting working with you.
Hey, put those comments, but I want to hear about your winning teams.
Yes, we do.
And your wins, put them down below.
That's right.
Give us a couple of hints and tips of what they believe.
Absolutely, or ask us a question, we'd love to help you.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for, is to build a winning team here on this conversation, and it's great working with you. Please subscribe, hit the bell so you'll get the notifications. Thank you so much for being with us once again.